Hello everyone, this is Pal Ponder on Weather coming at you with another update. In this update, we're talking about a major winter storm and an ice storm, as well as some much needed rain for the west and the desert southwest, and also some heavy snow for the ski resorts out west. So before I do get started, if you do like weather related content, please subscribe to my channel as I will upload daily updates to keep you ahead of the storm. And I do ask you to share this video with your friends and family on social media. All right, so let's get started. Let's take a look at the overall watches and warnings map as of this morning, Monday, the 25th. And you can see there's a lot of color on the map. I mean, we're talking widespread winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings for Kansas, getting into Nebraska, going into Iowa, Illinois, into Indiana, going into Ohio, and parts of the Mid-Atlantic. So we got a huge swath here. And then also we got winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings out in Arizona, Nevada, and then high wind warnings and some severe weather that actually went through the Dallas-Fort Worth area overnight and actually right now. And then that severe weather will extend into Arkansas and a lift northeast later on today. So we'll kind of go over that. Now let's take a look at the overall surface map of what's actually happening right now. So you can see that developing trough that we've been talking about that's lifting out of the Baja. That is going over the Dallas-Fort Worth area right now. That brought some 3-inch hailstones over the Burke Burnett, Iowa Park near Wichita Falls area just a couple hours ago. Now that is swinging through the Dallas-Fort Worth area right now, and that severe threat is going to extend into portions of Arkansas and kind of lift northeast. But back behind it, I mean, that dynamic low is lifting. It's bringing some very heavy snow in parts of Kansas. It's getting into Nebraska right now, but there's also an ice event that's going to break out as well along that boundary line from anywhere from northern Missouri getting into southern Iowa. And as this keeps extending further east, now let's talk about the severe weather threat. It's going on right now in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. That is lifting northeast. It's going to die down a tad bit because we are under a slight risk in Dallas-Fort Worth. Now this is going to be transitioning to more of a marginal risk and sort of a heavier rain event from anywhere from Dallas all the way to Nashville, Tennessee. But this whole area will be under the gun for some gusty winds, some marginal size hail, and an isolated tornado cannot be ruled out as this low continues to lift northward with that kind of a warm surge as it lifts northeast. But yeah, on the colder side of this storm, we got a lot of snow breaking out, and I really think by later on this afternoon, where we do have the winter weather advisories and winter storm warning happening right now in southeast Nebraska, that's kind of be like your bullseye area where I do feel like you pick up at least a foot of snow from this system in southern Iowa as well. And as this continues to move across, we're still looking at about 6 inches for Chicago, but then an ice event for the central, Illinois, as well as central Indiana. And that is getting into central Ohio as well. And then kind of all rain on the south side, but you can see some very heavy snow in the Four Corners regions going into the ski resorts and Arizona here, but also some much needed rain for the desert southwest, and parts of southern California is picking up some rainfall as well. And as this continues moving across, it'll continue dumping that snow by Tuesday morning, tomorrow, the 26th. The date is always at the top of every slide, so you can kind of look where I'm talking about. But yeah, this snow will continue moving off to the east, dumping some snow back behind it into Iowa, Des Moines, Iowa, southern Wisconsin, getting into Michigan by then with some more snow that you picked up from the other day. And this will continue across with that ice event. We'll be on the borderline in Pittsburgh, but just to the east of that, we'll have a kind of an ice rink for you guys out here in the central and southern Pennsylvania. And then it'll transfer to all snow into northern Jersey, getting into Pennsylvania and going into places in New York. And this will continue moving off to the east. By the time Tuesday afternoon rolls around on the 27th, that this will continue pushing off, dumping some snow into Massachusetts, going into Connecticut, going into Pennsylvania and New York. So places like Philly is going to pick up some snow. New York City is going to pick up some snow from this event. New Jersey is going to pick up some snow. So this will continue moving across. And now we're looking at, on the backside, as this moves out, this other developing system that's going to set up shop, just traveling just a tad bit further south than what the initial storm system is right now. And that'll bring some more snow in places like Missouri, going into Illinois. And as this continues moving across on Wednesday evening, that'll set up shop in southern and Ohio. Parts of West Virginia is going to pick up some snow, where you're probably going to miss out on the first event, but you're not going to miss out on the second event in West Virginia. And this will kind of extend into Virginia as well, as you're seeing more snow dumping in from the northwest, and that will bring more snow for places like Washington, getting into Oregon, Northern California, and Nevada. And this will extend into Idaho as well as Montana. And then a lot of rain still just kind of being inundated with California. So definitely by Thursday or Friday, I'm probably pretty concerned by then for possible landslides, because you just haven't seen much rain, but it's feast or famine out there. And you're going to be picking up a lot of rain in a short amount of time over the next 4 or 5 days. And as an unfortunate scenario, we could be dealing with landslides by that time frame and this type of scenario. But yeah, it's going to continue to move further south, dropping into Southern California, dumping some much needed rain for them. As this low continues to move across by Thursday morning, that'll have snow on the backside, with more snow for West Virginia, getting into Virginia areas, and that'll extend portions of, say, Delaware, getting into Maryland as well, as this low continues to move across. But yeah, with the ice that's going to be setting up over the next several days, you have to be concerned about an ice storm in parts of Kansas, getting into northern Missouri, and especially central Illinois, central Indiana, and as well as a good chunk of Ohio is going to be kind of inundated with a light glaze, anywhere from a glaze to 1/10 of an inch to up to 1/4 inch, and even some heavier spots in isolated areas. You're talking maybe possibly a 1/2 inch of ice in areas. And then this will keep extending, and then you might have a little dry slot in West Virginia and getting into places like Pittsburgh. But yeah, just not too far away, 20, 50 miles away. I mean, you're going to be dealing with that ice rink again in southern and central Pennsylvania, and then parts of West Virginia, and getting into northern parts of Virginia with the ice threat. And then the snow threat, yeah, this whole bullseye, we're talking anywhere from 10 to 15 inches is possible in this whole swath right here, from northern Kansas into southeastern Nebraska, getting into southern Iowa. I do feel like the heaviest amounts are going to be snowing over the next several days. I know the winter storm advisories from like 6 a.m. all the way to 3 a.m. on Tuesday. So on that time frame, yeah, you could be picking up a good foot of snow in those regions, and that will continue moving across into northern Illinois and places like Chicago, and that the snow amounts will start to lessen as we get into southern Wisconsin and then parts of Michigan as well. And as this continues across to Indiana and Ohio, a good, maybe 2 to 3 inches in spots in Ohio, but not any more than that at your highest totals. And then with that second storm in West Virginia, yes, I could see anywhere from 4 to 6 inches in central to southern West Virginia, and then parts of Virginia as well from that second storm. And then that will extend into the mid-Atlantic states with more snow for New York, and getting into places like Massachusetts and Connecticut and Vermont, and as well as New Hampshire. And then, man, look at all the snow out west. I mean, we're talking some feet of snow, 3, 4, 5 feet, or just over the next 5 days. I mean, this snowfall total is just literally through Thursday afternoon. So we're not talking that long at all of these snow amounts here. And you can see by places like Flagstaff, getting into the Four Corners region, some heavy snow in this area out west. And then as we kind of take you through the overall liquid precipitation, you can see a lot of rainfall is going to be falling over the next 4 days. And this will extend anywhere, and you can kind of see the graph at the bottom here. Anything in purple is anywhere from 1 to 2 inches from this setup, and you start getting into the yellows and the oranges. That's when we're starting to see some of those higher 4 to 5 inches of liquid precipitation. But a lot of this is going to be heavy snow, and like I said, you could be picking up feet of snow in a short amount of time out there in the west. But now let's kind of look like, hey, what's going to happen, behind that? So as that moves through Thursday, this is the setup of the vorticity index by Friday the 29th. Yet we have another developing low pressure system that's going to be digging in from California, extending the precipitation and get it into Southern California. And as this moves across from west to east, this will kind of traverse maybe a tad bit further south than what we saw from these original two systems, but still going through the heartland of the country by Saturday the 30th. And as this continues moving across, it could set up shop by the time next Tuesday rolls around. We're talking possibly February the 2nd. On Tuesday, February the 2nd, we could have a developing low pressure off the coast of the Northeast, off the coast of the Mid-Atlantic, setting up possibly another snowstorm for that region as well. So I wanted to give you a heads up on maybe what's happening in more of the longer term. So I appreciate you guys watching. Do like this video. Definitely leave your comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel to catch the latest update where I protect you before and after storm.